Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to play with some new makeup. Some of it is new on the market, some of it is new to me, and we're going to focus on this Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil Free. And I'll do a review, demonstration, and a full face of makeup. And then I'll include a full day wear test as well to show you how it fared in the hot summer months. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So as many of you may know, I now offer an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get to talk to me one-on-one and you get to pick my brain about any beauty concern you might have. Whether you want to talk about the makeup you already own, or if you want some advice about purchasing some new products, but you don't want that added sales pressure. The benefit of my service is I work for myself. I don't work for any brand in particular, so I'll just give you my unbiased opinion. So to make an appointment, click the link in the description box down below. So for the eyes today, I'm going to reuse my Chanel Les Beiges Intense palette. A lot of you liked the first video I did and asked for a lot more tutorials and looks, so that's what we're doing for today's video, and I'm going to mix and match with other products here too. So for today's look, I think I'm going to go into something a bit lighter, not too smoky. So I'm going to start off with this shade here. And I'm gonna place this on the mobile lid. Now, if I look a little bit more tan than I was in the past few videos, it's because I am. We just got back from spending time in Lake Country. We sort of created our own long weekend. Like I know recently there's been long weekends here in Canada and the US, but we actually just invented our own and went to a lake house, or here we call it a chalet, but other places call it like a camp or a cottage or a lake house, basically just sort of like a rustic little cabin on a lake, and you just have fun. We are in the throes of a heat wave here in Montreal, like a real heat wave. And so being on the lake, which was pretty chilly, the water was very crisp and cool, but it was so refreshing to just get in the cold water, and it was so lovely. And just because of my genetics, I tan so easily. And once I tan, I stay tan for a long time. Like the tan lines that I have on my body will be there until winter of next year. They just linger forever. So I made sure to apply and reapply lots of SPF, but I'm not gonna lie, getting a little bit of sun damage was worth it. Oh, it felt so good to just like be out of the city in that cold water and then just like feel the heat of the sun. Oh, what a lovely long weekend. And now it's back to reality, unfortunately, but I didn't wear any makeup the whole time because I was busy either swimming or being in a hot tub or just, relaxing. So I didn't really have time for makeup. I'm also going to go into the lighter shade on top, but I'm just going to use my finger here just to lighten it a bit. I bought myself a new eyeliner from Chantecaille, and it's a colorful one. It's like a violet purple color. So I think that could be nice to mix with these shades here, and I think it'll go well with my dress that I'm wearing today. So this is the liner here. It's part of like the Chantecaille eyeliner collection. I think there's only one type of eyeliner for that brand, and this is Violet Damask, and I haven't used it yet, but I have a few of these liners, and it's this really creamy texture, and it's this dark purpley blue, and I think it'll just be a nice contrast with the shadow that I have. Now, when I say it's a heat wave, it is a heat wave. It just sort of sprung up out of nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the top line and also in the waterline too. And I have or had these outdoor basil plants that kind of look like they're not doing so well. I keep watering these basil plants, but they just take so much water, and especially in this heat. So I've just resigned myself that I'm not a very good gardener, first of all. And I will have basil either for a short amount of time or a long amount of time. Either way, I'll have basil, but I just might not have it all summer. I also planted some chives, like green onions, and those are doing remarkably well. They're almost like a weed. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the liner on the bottom lashes here, but I'm not going to go very far, just like the first third of the eye, and then I'll blend it inward. And then I'm just taking a little rougher brush. Oh, I forgot to mention what brush I was using before. It's a rougher 28, just the flat brush to get the gold color, and this is a rougher 3. Just, it's like a pencil brush, so I'm just using this to smudge into the bottom lashes here. Okay, let's leave the eyes alone for the moment. Let's get into the complexion. So this was sent to me from Laura Mercier for free, but it's not sponsored. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. So this is a new tinted moisturizer, but this is oil free. So this tinted moisturizer comes in about 20 shades, which is pretty okay. I feel like sometimes Laura Mercier has more inclusive shade ranges, but 20 is pretty okay. And it's a 50 milliliter bottle, which is very standard. Actually, I think it's a little bit bigger. Sometimes 30 milliliters is actually the standard for tinted moisturizers or foundations. So let me go ahead and just read off the claims here, because there are like quite a bit of claims for this product. So this does have an SPF of 20, which is fine, but make sure to apply your SPF beforehand anyway. It's supposed to be a skin perfecting secret to a flawless demi-matte, no makeup look. It's supposed to be multitasking, it's supposed to be skincare and makeup together. It's supposed to control shine and provide like a sheer tint of coverage, which are all keywords that I like. And it's supposed to be for normal to oily skin types. It's supposed to balance even the oiliest skin without making you look or feel dry. It's supposed to be non-greasy, but also a little bit hydrating. I'm seeing lots of words like lightweight hydration, your skin but better, like very natural. And I have been wearing this for a few weeks off camera, and I'll include a wear test. So I think we should just go ahead and give an application right now. I have the shade 3W1 Bisque. If you wanted the most sheer natural coverage, I would go in with just the fingers and just sort of blend it in. I either go in with a brush or a makeup sponge. And I'm using the Rougher 17, which is just like a nice little buffing brush. So I do have a little bit of redness, some skin imperfections and blemishes like a normal person. And you can see that this is pretty lightweight. What I'll do is I'll blend this side here, and then I'll show you. I did give myself some little splotches here, but you'll see in a second. Okay, so you can see that the redness that's under here is more blurred out. And I would say that this is like a skin tinted moisturizer. It's very sheer, very buildable, very much your skin but better. You do get some coverage, but you're still going to see beauty marks. You're still going to see, you know, if you have lots of discoloration. So it's really nice, but it is going to be lightweight. And you know what, now that it's a heat wave, it's pretty nice having something this light on the skin. So this is just one application here, one layer, and it's very lightweight, your skin but better, very breathable. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more coverage, but this is basically the finish and coverage that you get. The texture here is also very fluid. It's very runny, so be careful when you're pouring this out. It will just kind of run everywhere. And this does not have a scent. It has like a cosmetic scent, but it's not perfumed or fragranced. So this is like 2 coats, and you can see that there is a little bit of luminosity. It's not glowing or radiant. Like, it looks very natural. It really is your skin but better. You're going to see a little bit of discoloration if you have any. If you had texture, I don't think it would pick up on texture here. So this is supposed to be like a demi matte finish, and I see that it's like a soft velvety finish here at first. And I think this is like the coverage you're going to get. You could do a third layer if you wanted to, but you really are in the light to medium, more light category of complexion products here. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the makeup, and then I'll give you my thoughts on this foundation afterwards, and I'll include a wear test as well. So for the concealer, my Old Faithful, my Cils de Peau concealer, I'm using the shade Almond here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dip in really lightly with my Rephr 3 brush, the pencil brush, just to add a little bit of depth here. But I'm just going to take one dip and then knock off a lot here. This eyeshadow look is pretty simple, but I think that's often best if you're going to go in with a colorful liner. I just find that this way, if you're wearing a blue or a purple or a green, it has more of a chance to pop and show up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put a powder over top now. This is the Chantecaille blurring powder from the Flower Power collection, and this is my Rephr brush number 23, just like a really big powder brush here. So what I do is I'm going to press it like in the center of my face where I might get more oily. I might move around a bit because I cannot underestimate how hot it is in this city right now. So just like this. Now I'm going into my Dior Forever Natural Bronze. I have the shade number 5. And then for the blush, I'm going into my Hermès number 19 Rose Abricot blush, which has to be one of my most extra blush purchases in a long time. I just love this light peachy look for summer. I think it looks really nice if you have a little bit of a tan, or even if you don't, it's just very flattering. And I like to just melt it with my bronzer too, so you just get this flush of color along the cheeks, and it just looks really lovely. Okay, moving on to this Chantecaille eye single here. This is part of the Mermaid eye color collection, and it makes sense because I am in fact a mermaid. And this color here is called Seashell, and it's just a really lovely highlighting shade. So I'm just going to press a little bit under the brow bone here, and then I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corner. I'm taking the sponge that came with my Beiges eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to dip in really lightly, and I'm going to place a little bit on the inner corner here. Okay, moving on to an item that I don't use that often, and I certainly don't mention very often here on my channel, and this is an eyelash curler. The reason I don't use these very often is because I have naturally curly wavy hair, so my lashes are also naturally curly. But Rephr sent me this to try out and test out with you guys. Again, this is not sponsored. They just sent this to me. And it's a new item that they have in the concept store. It's on sale. And what's interesting is that this comes with these little refills, these cushions, or pads, I should say, so that when you apply pressure on the curler, you're not putting your lashes directly on metal. So it's supposed to be softer and more gentle for your lashes. And you can also request refills of these pads here. So I thought, why not give this a try? So what I'll do is I'll do one eye first and then put on mascara, and we'll see what the difference is. And then I'm going to use my Chantecaille Faux Longest Lash Mascara. And maybe what I'll do is I'll only curl this side here. And so the other eye won't have any curl to it except for mascara. And let me just get in there again, just to make sure I get them all curled a little bit extra. Let's do the other eye with just mascara. So I think that there is a little bit of a difference. These ones here do feel like they're about to hit my brow bone. These ones here, a little bit less so. So I think it does give you that little boost of curl a little bit more. Like I said, I have naturally curly hair, so this is not a product that I often use, but I do see a difference, and I think I have been persuaded to incorporate this into my beauty routine now. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you see a big difference with the lash curler and just the mascara? Leave a comment down below. And then for the lip, I'm going into my Chanel Rouge Coco Bloom in 116 Dream. And to complete our look, we have to go into a fragrance, and I have here a sample of a new perfume from Chanel. This is part of the Les Eaux series, and this is Paris Edinburgh. We have Paris Deauville, Paris Venise, and now we have Paris Edinburgh. This is technically a unisex fragrance, which I'm not always a huge fan of because sometimes they're just too masculine on me. But this is definitely a woody, aromatic, very fresh, and also green scent. I think it's really perfect for summer. I brought this sample with me when I went to the cottage country, and I was like, wow, being in nature in this like rustic environment and having this like sample of this woody, fresh, aromatic perfume, I was like, this was so perfect. You get lots of vetiver, juniper berries too, and I think musk and cedar, like those type of like musky, sort of like more masculine notes. But then you get this powdery, soft vanilla lavender notes in there too. And I just think it's so lovely. I think if you like Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche, you might enjoy this one because Eau Fraiche has that more zesty, a little bit woody, green, citrusy, fresh vibe. And I think this is like maybe a bit more mature, but a bit more masculine or a bit more unisex than Eau Fraiche. I think Eau Fraiche is still very bubbly and effervescent like the entire Chanel Chance collection. But this is so nice, and it dries down on me really nicely. It lasts several hours. I find that after 6 or 7 hours, I'm left with more of like the woody, slightly more masculine notes, but sometimes I'll just layer a lighter, more feminine perfume over top, and it's really lovely. I am so incredibly surprised by how much I love this here, because when Le Lion came out, that perfume was not meant for me. Way too masculine, just too heavy for me. And I thought that this might be in the same note, same family, because it is a unisex fragrance, but it's really lovely. If you can get your hands on a sample, I would highly encourage you to try it out, especially in whatever season or whatever summer is for you in your country. Try it in summer. In the hot, humid summer months, I think that this is such a nice scent. Okay, so final thoughts on the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil-Free. I think this is really lovely. I think if you like more sheer, natural, your skin but better skin products, especially for summer, I think this is really lovely. It holds up really nicely. I find that it holds up to mask wearing. It holds up to the heat as well. One thing I noticed, so here in the wear test video, I shot this on another day, but this is an 8-hour wear test here. And on this day, I did not wear any powder. I just wore the tinted moisturizer on its own, and it held up, but I found that it got a little bit shiny on my forehead here, but this was without a powder again. So if you have very oily skin, you are going to want to go into a mattifying powder, especially on areas that you get a bit more oily, because I have pretty dehydrated skin. I'm not really someone who has lots of oily skin issues, but I did notice just like a little bit of shine on my forehead. So if you have like very oily skin, just keep that in mind. And you may also want to just dot some oil-free primer or a mattifying primer just in advance. But I think that this is a really lovely product. The words like your skin but better, natural, lightweight, hydrating, long wearing. Very true for this product here. I think it's lovely. It also wears nicely with other products like putting powders and blush and bronzer and all that. It mixes really lovely. It doesn't cake, it doesn't dry up, it doesn't settle into any fine lines or texture. It's just a really nice product. So this tinted moisturizer, oil-free, is Ali approved. All right, let me know what you think of today's makeup look. I feel like Violette Damask, this liner here, isn't as flashy as I thought it would be. I thought maybe the purple would be a bit more punchy, but I think it's nice because I think this is very wearable for everyday office type of look. If you want to add a little bit more color, I think this is a nice color because it's not going to be like a flashy green like this here. It's not going to be a turquoise. It's going to be more subtle. And I think if I put it in the waterline, it would be a little bit more purple as well. But I think it looks really nice with the Les Beiges eyeshadow palette too. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I have some other new products that I will be testing out very shortly and giving you guys tutorials of, but if you want to see more of the Les Beiges palette in action, let me know what you want to see. If you're new to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. A great way to support me on my channel is to make sure that you're subscribed and also like the video and maybe leave a comment if you feel inspired to. So I think this is all I have for you guys for today. Back to normal life, no more mermaid, chalet, lake life for me, for the moment anyway. Hopefully I'll be a mermaid, maybe in a different country in a few months. That would be exciting. But anyway, this is all I have for you guys for today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.